Hello, this is my first Magic video that I'm doing. We are going to talk about the decks I currently have. The way we're going to format this is that we're going to go from the least popular commanders to the most popular commander decks that I have according to EDHREC. Some things that you should be aware about before we get into it is how the decks came to be, the deck's power level, any weird interactions or cool ones that I personally like, of course. Is it going to receive any changes? And what I rate it out of 10. So, and of course at the end of this whole series, I can definitely do a tier list, which I might do just out of the fun of it. But yeah, I guess let's just get started. So this deck is currently ranked number 2027 on EDHREC, and that is Excava the Risen Past. 2 red and a white for a legendary creature Spirit Horse, Flying Haste. Whenever Excava attacks, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or non-aura enchantment card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It's a 1/1 spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types. If a creature with a finality counter on it would die, exile it instead. So, the way this deck came to be was I had the Lorehold Spirit Precon, and he was the second commander. I think horses are pretty cool, and it was in red and white, which you'll soon find out is one of my favorite color combinations. So I started the build. Oh, my cat just simply ruined this for a moment. I thought it would be very funny if every single spell was 3 mana or less, just to have Excava's ability hit every single time. Like, there's always a valid target, of course, of sorceries of instance, but it's really hard to miss a target. So the only spell that is above 3 mana is Excava himself, or themselves. I also had a lot of good cards lying around, such as Sword and Feast and Famine and the Reaver Cleaver, for mostly bulk, so I just thought I'd throw it in here. Power level. It's quote-unquote a bracket 4 deck due to Sword and Feast and Famine and the Reaver Cleaver and Aggravated Assault being together. Having potential to make infinite combats with Aggravated Assault is kind of crazy, and I understand why that's a bracket 4 combo, but I don't normally play it in bracket 4 games, and I let everybody know ahead of time that this is in there. Of course, it's pretty easy to cheat out things with Excava, but I think it does pretty well in bracket 3. It's not overwhelming. The 3 mana or less meme kind of brings it back a little bit. So I do play it at bracket 3 tables, of course, if the table is good with it. It doesn't necessarily go crazy. It's very consistent. The only struggle is filling up the graveyard to cheat out things with Excava's ability, which is crazy because you only get 1 combat. And the only extra combat thing is the Aggravated Assault in this deck. So it's pretty great. I like it. Now moving on, I'm going to talk about a weirdo card in this deck that I have. I've been recently loving Power Balance as a card. What Power Balance does is, let me find it here. Whenever an opponent, it's an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the 2 spells have the same mana value. It's 2 red. So the only reason why, of course, it hits the mana value 3 or less, I think it's pretty goofy. It's pretty nice to hit free things from Excava. I mean, everyone's casting 3 mana or value less. Someone casts a Rampant Growth, I could cast an Arcane Singlet for free. You know, it's a bit of a gamble. It's pretty fun. I like it. I also have Pumpkin Bombs in here. I think it's pretty nice. It's a good filling up graveyard tool, and it makes the game goes by quicker because I will be honest, Excava sometimes just dirtles and sits there when there's no good attacks. And it's a good way just to pass it around in politic. It's 1 and a red for an artifact. Tap, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards, then put a fuse counter on this artifact. It does damage equal to the number of fuse counters on it to target opponent. They gain control of the artifact, so it's pretty fun. I like it. We've got some Blinking Synergy to remove those pesky finality counters. Felia, a creature in this deck that is a 1 and a white. A 1 and a white legendary creature dog flash. Whenever Felia Exuberant Shepherd attacks, exile up to one other target non-land permanent, so one of your spirits. At the beginning of the next end step, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Felia. So you put a 1/1 counter on Felia, she gets bigger, and you remove the finality counter for that enchantment or any ETB effects stay, such as Touch of the Spirit Realm, or a Bitter Reunion for card draw, an Airbender Ascension for more removal just in case. You never know. It's really good. You can also... No, you can't. Never mind. I think a fun little interaction is when I have Reflection of Kiki-Jiki and I can copy another enchantment or useful artifact, so I get double the effects since they are 1/1 spirits. And Kiki-Jiki, the Fabled Mirror Maker, on its flip side, you can tap it, pay 1, tap it, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except it has haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Sadly, it will go away, but that's okay, because you will still get the ETB effect. We've got some double trigger ability cards to activate Excava more than once, like Windcrag Siege and Firebender Ascension. We got some looting cards, such as Faithless Looting, Seize the Spoils, and Pursue the Past, to fill up our graveyard as we play this deck while we rummage throughout, and when we fill up the graveyard, we can cheat out things with Excava. We also have some milling synergy as well, in case our library is looking a bit tiny. I like to... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to word it like that. In case our library is looking a bit tiny, I like to run Elixir of Immortality to keep myself from drawing out. Because it doesn't sacrifice itself, it doesn't discard, so when you bring it back from the graveyard, you just shuffle it right back into your library, and your graveyard into your library just in case. But anyways, I do love this deck. I think the 3 mana or less theme is pretty funny, and people underestimate it, so I rank this deck 7 out of 10. I don't think I'll make any changes to it anytime soon. It's definitely not a deck that I'm going to keep up to date with. It's going to be one of those decks I just kind of play for the fun of it. I like where it's at, and the only card that I was considering was Pumpkin Bombs, but as you can clearly tell, I already put it in there. I bought the card. It's pretty great. But that's Excava. I'm gonna put the deck list down in the description for all of you to check it out. It was fun talking about this, and what are your guys' favorite Boros Commander? I would love to know, and I hope all of you have an amazing day, stay humble, and I'll see you next time.